Welcome back to Great Day. When it comes to having your kids do something that's fun and positive, our next guest wrote the book on it. Sarah Gish with Gish Creative. Hello there. And
Hi.
we get the creative part right here. Look at
I know,
this outfit's
ignite your
amazing.
life.
I've known you for years as the
Yes.
person who wrote the summer book, which was you would gather all these things that kids could do, some of them for free, some of them for low cost, whatever, that would just kind of ignite what is inside of them. And so
I like how you work that word,
yeah,
ignite,
because you got it on your shirt right there. But especially in a time like this, it's important to not make your child take in all the trauma that you're dealing with.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, just don't spend all your time talking about the hurricane. I mean, I did some art camps with kids last week, and we talked about the hurricane. Did anybody get flooded? You know, that kind of thing. It's part of what they want to talk about too, but we don't need to spend a lot of time on it, you know, and also just kind of moving forward with positive things and helping them have fun during this time.
We had a therapist on the show, and one of the questions that someone asked, they said, I'm wondering if my daughter's okay with all this because she was rescued in the storm. And he said, well, a sign that something is wrong is if your child can't play or can't smile. And so you give them this opportunity to play. And there's some things that you just have in mind here that people can do. And
oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things to know is that, first of all, Buffalo Bayou Partnership is back on track. They wanted me to tell you that. They're ready to go. They are doing a Kids Day on October 7th, and they've been fixing their trails, getting ready, and the Kids Day, KBR Kids Day, is actually going to be over at Guadalupe Park Plaza. So that's a fun thing. There'll be lots of vendors there, lots of animals, that kind of thing. Okay. And it's a great way to start talking about the Bayou too, and what happened here.
Yeah, and what the purpose of the Bayou, what happened, and, you know, Bayou can be our friend, right? And that's just how water can drain off and get out of here is through those bayous.
Right.
All right, what else?
Miller Outdoor Theater is doing some great stuff in September and October. They have some shows at 11 a.m. during the week. So they have Hansel and Gretel, Dr. Kaboom. They also have a No Bully Here program on a festival on September 28th. So.
And of course, Miller Outdoor Theater is so amazing because everything that happens there is free.
It's free and it's outdoors, and you can get outdoors right now again. And so there's always something going on. Yeah. They have 1,000 lights coming up actually in later in the month too. So AD Players, they are doing Harvey, which is very strange. It was a coincidence.
It was already planned.
About
that big imaginary rabbit, right?
Yes, and so people realize at AD Players that people want to bring their kids, the younger kids, they can't really, Harvey is not their thing about the imaginary rabbit. It's really for adults. Yeah. And so they have a program for kids where during the first act they'll see Lion and Witch in the wardrobe pop up, and then during the second act they'll have a little actor's workshop. Yeah,
because I made that mistake. I took my son to Harvey, and finally halfway through he goes, "Enough already. Where's the rabbit?
I know,
I just want to see the rabbit." Right?
They figured that out. So they do that during the intermission or during the first two acts. So Houston museums, there's a lot going on at the museums. A lot of them are free on certain days, especially Thursdays. And then the Health Museum has a special show. We're here at the Houston Food Bank called 40 Chances Finding Hope in a Hungry World. And so you bring 4 canned foods there and you get free admission, and the canned foods actually go here to Houston Food Bank. Yeah. So, and then Rec Room, Garbage Island is on at Rec Room.
Garbage Island?
Garbage Island is always fun. It's for kids 2 to 6 years old, and it's Saturdays at 10:30 and 1. And they do costumes, improv, just a lot of fun. They call it Theater of the Absurd, which is great for kids. Yeah, and there's going out and doing things, but there's also, you've always come up with lots of great, just kind of fun projects to do at home that can be very simple, but it does a couple of things. It lets a child play, as we mentioned, but it also gives you quality time where you're having fun with your child, not dealing with what happened. Yes, and actually I did sort of a workshop with kids where we were talking about water and looking at water in a different way. Watercolors. I mean, take the water out and you can talk about water and how water is our friend. Because it does, you know, you want to reposition everything. Yeah. Get out construction paper, do crayon things. I had a really fun, you can make clay out of salt, water, and flour.
Oh yeah, I remember that was my kindergarten project.
Yeah. And I did that with some kids with food coloring, and they're like, Miss Sarah, I think you maybe want to put the food coloring in first, because I was having them do it. It was like all over their hands, all over their shirts, but it's, you know, just play.
And I think what you said is go back to the time before video games, right? Because I'm remembering all those things that we used to do that were very simple and very easy to do and didn't require a lot of money.
Board games are awesome. You know, so that's a good thing to do as well.
Sarah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Great to be here.
All right. When we come back, even though this has been a very traumatic experience, there is a silver lining for our economy. We'll tell you why and how next.